Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today I want to share a story that isn't just about the Buddha, but about the incredible power of transformation that lies within each of us, no matter how far we think we've strayed. In the ancient lands near the city of Savatthi, a shadow of fear loomed over the people. This fear had a name, Kalen. He wasn't just a thief, he was a storm of rage and violence. Once a proud soldier, the horrors of war had twisted something inside him. He came to believe that the only way to survive in a cruel world was to be the cruelest of all. His reputation was so fearsome that merchants would take week-long detours just to avoid the forest he called his domain. The king had placed a huge bounty on his head, but even the bravest bounty hunters were found defeated. Their hopes dashed against Kalen's cold fury. One bright morning, the Buddha set out on his alms round. As he approached the edge of the forest, villagers rushed to him, their faces pale with worry. "Venerable sir, please do not go that way," they pleaded. "The monster Kalen lives in that wood. No one who enters ever returns. Your life is too precious." The Buddha simply smiled, a smile as calm and gentle as the morning light. "Thank you for your concern, my friends," he said softly. "But fear is a shadow, and it is my path to walk where light is needed most." With that, he continued his steady pace, his saffron robes a beacon of peace against the dark, imposing trees. Deep within the forest, Kalen watched from the shadows. He saw the lone monk walking, completely unafraid. This was an insult to his power. "An easy target," he sneered to himself, gripping the hilt of his sword. He was used to people running, screaming, begging. This monk's tranquility was an act of defiance, and it enraged him. Kalen burst from the trees, a terrifying sight, with his wild hair and eyes that burned with hatred. "Stop!" he roared, his voice echoing through the woods. The birds fell silent. The air grew heavy. The Buddha continued to walk, his pace unchanged. "I said stop!" Kalen bellowed again, his anger rising. He started to run, his heavy footsteps pounding the earth. Yet, a strange thing happened. No matter how fast he ran, he couldn't catch up to the calmly walking monk. It was as if the ground itself was holding him back. Sweat poured down his face and his lungs burned. He, the most feared man in the kingdom, was being outpaced by a simple monk. Finally, exhausted and utterly baffled, Kalen screamed in frustration, "Hey, monk, I told you to stop. Why won't you stop?" The Buddha finally paused. He turned, and his gaze met Kalen's. There was no fear in his eyes, only a profound and boundless compassion. His voice was as clear as a temple bell. "Kalen, I stopped long ago. It is you who has not stopped." Kalen froze, his hand on his sword. The words struck him harder than any physical blow. What do you mean?" he stammered, his fury momentarily replaced by confusion. "I have stopped causing harm," the Buddha explained gently. "I have stopped running from myself, stopped being driven by anger and fear. You, Kalen, are still running. You run from your past, you run towards violence, and you create suffering for yourself and for everyone you meet. When will you stop?" For the first time in years, someone saw past the monster. They saw the man. Kalen's tough exterior began to crack. The Buddha's words were a mirror, showing him a reflection he had long tried to avoid. A man trapped in a cycle of his own making, a prisoner of his own rage. The sword in his hand suddenly felt impossibly heavy. It fell from his grasp, clattering onto the forest floor. Tears, hot and unfamiliar, streamed down Kalen's face. He fell to his knees, not as a defeated warrior, but as a broken man finally seeing a glimmer of hope. I don't know how," he whispered, his voice choked with emotion. "I've done so much wrong. Is there any way back for someone like me?" The Buddha walked towards him and knelt down, his expression full of kindness. "The path of awakening is open to all," he said. "The past is like a footprint in the sand. The tide of this present moment can wash it away. Your journey of 1,000 miles, your journey back to yourself, begins with a single step. It begins with the choice to stop." And in that moment, in the heart of that dark forest, Kalen, the feared criminal, took his first step. He chose to stop. He became a follower of the Buddha, and over many years of dedicated practice, the man once known for his cruelty became known for his wisdom and his profound compassion. He spent the rest of his days teaching others that no matter how deep the darkness, a single flicker of light, a single choice to change is all it takes to find your way home. This story reminds us that our past actions don't have to define our future. It's never too late to stop, to change direction, and to choose a path of kindness and understanding. The power to transform is within every single one of us. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing this time with me. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content that aims to inspire and uplift. We'll see you in the next one. Be well.